Alright, here we go. So I wanted to make this video. This is for new players or players that are coming back that hadn't played this game in a while, or if you're one of those people that creates new accounts, so then that way you can create different decks and play the game, have fun without having to spend like real money building these decks. This video is for you. If you're not one of those, you might as well just click off, because you're literally not going to be eligible to be able to actually use this code anyways. So the code, to get to it, you can click right there. It'll take you to that screen, or you can click right here where it says friend, and then it'll take you to the screen as well. And this is the code. Once again, right here, that's the campaign code. You're just going to enter that campaign code in this section right here where it says enter campaign code. Of course, like I said, if you're not one of those people that are new to the game and you've been playing or whatever the case may be, it's going to show up like this. I'm not a new player, and I'm not a player that hadn't played in a long time. I've played quite recent, so of course this grays out for me, right? Can't enter the code. So you take this code, enter it in, and then you go to this same screen, get your code, and then put it into my comment section. The reason why you want to do that is because when you enter that code in, every time somebody enters your code, it starts unlocking more stuff. You get more stuff unlocked, and then as they play the game and level up, then you'll start unlocking more stuff as well, because it says right here, rewards based on users that entered your code who have reached bronze 4. So as they're leveling up, you'll start unlocking more stuff. You get gems, which is good for you, and then you start getting more like cards, legacy packs, and all kind of stuff. But the main code that you really want to get like entered in, you want to get to this point where you start getting these, and then these first two. So this structure deck, and then you want this card right here, Grand Guignol. Now the other cards, it doesn't matter, they're rares. These don't matter. That's a normal, but Grand Guignol is the next big unlock that you want. It's level 2, and then you got some cards here, which is a super rare, and then a rare. This one's a super rare as well. But I can tell you, Grand Guignol is a pretty good card, and then New Frontier, right? The rest of them doesn't really matter as much. Like these are just some rare, normal rare. Branded Banishment is pretty good too, but ultimately the ultra rare that you really want is Grand Guignol. Now here's the structure deck that you get for the first code. Look how much stuff you get. Look how much value you get. You get 3 ultra rare fusion monsters. You get 2 blazing Cartesia, which you only need 1 in the deck. You also get your branded fusion, which is one of the most powerful fusion cards that has ever been made, if I'm being honest. And then you get some other cards. Now me, I only run 2 Fallen of Albaz in my deck, so I would take one of these out, put some hand traps in. You also get some removal, which I don't really use this particular card. There's some better monster removals that are out there because it doesn't destroy everything, but this one's good to get for free. You also get Cosmic Cyclone, which is good for removing back row, and then you get a bunch of good ways to search this card. This is your main combo card, or your main, like, for the combo to get your big boss monster out. You need this card, and there's multiple ways to search it. So you have Branded Opening, which Branded Opening doesn't search this card directly. What it does is it actually searches for this card right here, Aluber, and then from Aluber you activate Aluber, and it'll actually search for Branded Fusion, right? Then you also have Springin's Kit, which Springin's Kit, when you summon that, you can just search for Branded Fusion. Now it doesn't matter that they only give you 2 Springin's Kits, because it's only a rare, so you can just craft this thing, but they give you 3 copies of Aluber, which is good. Once you activate Branded Fusion, you're basically going to use this card, Fallen of Albaz, and Despian Tragedy. Once you do that, there's another card called Ad Lipton, which you can just craft. I believe it's only a rare, and once you fusion summon these 2 together, You're gonna go into Labellion. Labellion is gonna discard a card, and then you use Labellion plus the Fallen Evolve As to go into Mirror Jade. Just that simple. Mirror Jade, you activate its effect, it can banish a monster on the field, non-targeting, by the way, and then you can actually discard this, and then it'll allow you to get Branded in Red. Now, there are more cards that Branded in Red can make the combos go even crazier. There are some very deep combos that go along with Branded, that are very complicated, but for the most part, you're just doing the basic stuff with this deck right here. This can get you those gems, so then that way you can start unlocking the decks that you really want to play. But this is a good way to start that out, to where you don't have to spend any money. You can build a powerful deck, don't have to spend a bunch of gems doing a bunch of deck creating. You just start off good. So kind of show you an example of what a branded deck would kind of look like. Now, I hadn't played this game in a while in terms of branded, so my branded deck is not the best looking, but it'll show you kind of like what you can expect from a branded deck. So there's a 60 card deck right here. Most people do not put this card in their deck, but I like it because it's like good for recursion, but it's not important to the deck. What is important to the deck is you want this card right here, Tri-Brigade Mercurier. You want at least one of those. If you can get this card right here, it's good to have, but you don't have to have either of these. You don't have to have this card, but it helps. Mostly what you want is just 2 copies of Fallen Evolve As. The stuff that you saw in that structure deck that I was talking about, you want both of these cards right here for more advanced combos using that Grand Guignol that we were talking about earlier. Is it even in my deck? Oh, there it is right there, Grand Guignol. So it'll get you to some crazy combos and plays and stuff like that. And then if you add like the Bestials in here, like there's a card called Bestial Serenader, this card right here, it can actually send a branded card to the graveyard. So if you can get Branded Fusion into your graveyard somehow, you can actually, which most people like discard it or whatever, or discard something and get to this or whatever the case may be. And then that'll allow you to use Branded Retribution to actually get the other card back into your deck. There's some other cards in here that like do some dumb crazy plays. Like you got Branded Lost, you got Branded Regained. This card right here is good for recursion, just putting cards back into your deck and drawing cards when they get banished, and it's gonna happen a lot. So there's gonna be a lot of banishing going. There's this card right here, Guardian Chimera, which this card is good for doing the more, I wouldn't say the more advanced combos of branded, because there are some extremely like crazy combos. Like, so I still have Albion the Sanctifier Dragon in my deck, in which I don't even think you can really do anything crazy with this card anymore. I might be wrong, I don't know, I don't play branded a lot, but the main cards people were using this card to put on the, like, to put monsters on the field with, those cards got banished, which there's some real toxic stuff. This deck just got unnerfed after it was just nerfed, so that's why I don't really play it, because branded gets touched so much that you're constantly learning new combo lines, but there is still basic combos, which is the stuff that I kind of told you about earlier. There are still some basic lines that you can learn with branded, so it's a good deck. Just wanted to throw that out there. If you want to know more about the combos other than what I explained, I would recommend clicking some YouTube videos and watching them to kind of see how this deck actually flows. So yeah, I'll go back to the screen, and so if you hadn't put this code in yet, go ahead and put that code in, and then like I said, put your code in the comment section so you can get access to even more of these, you know. So yeah, that's my code right there, and I'll actually put this in the description of the video. So yeah, catch y'all on the next one. Peace.